Hey guys, Matt from Custom 4x4 Specialties. Tonight we're going to talk about the roll cage. This is part 2 of the roll cage fabrication. We left off with the last video doing the prep work with all the plates and their locations. So at this point I have 6 points of the roll cage done, as well as the evaporator coil hung, and we're going to get ready to make the main hoop. It's all 1 3/4, 134 wall. We're going to make the main hoop next. I want to show you how to make a cheater. This is a cheater. It makes life real easy with all the measurements you need to come up with. How to calculate your material, your radius. So first thing you need to do is put your straight tube in here, because it's already done. So I'm just going to show you. Put your pipe in here. Take out the preload. Then what you want to do is, once your preload's taken up, you want to make a mark on either your follower or on your die. Those are the most important marks you need to make. So once you make your mark, you go ahead, bend the die to a 90. And what you want to do is take a saw mark and cut that mark. Very important. Whether you use the follower or the die, you need to use that over and over and over again. Otherwise, your dimensions are going to be messed up. So that's your cheater. Let me show you how it works. Now, what you want to do is put your cheater where you want the roll bar to be. In my case, I want about a 1/2 inch in between the B pillar, okay? So what you do is you get your 1/2 inch, and where you made that saw mark, you wanna mark that. That's gonna be your starting point for your bend. Now, we don't care about this material here. So once you get your mark here, let me back up a little bit. So if you look at the pipe after it was bent, there's 2 marks that the die actually makes. And that's the radius of the die. Now, the radius of this particular die takes up 12 1/4 inches of material. Well, it's important you know that. So what you do is you put your bar where you want it to be, then you put your mark where your die radius is, which is about right here. You want to put a mark. Then we've got a second bend here. It's not much, but it is a bend, and that's right here. So now what you do is you start with your mark here. You know from here to here is 12 1/4 inches. From here to here is 16 1/2 inches. Then what you do is you mark from the floor to here. You take, that's 29 1/4 inches. So you take all these measurements, the 29 1/4, the 16 1/2, the 12 1/4, right, which brings you to here. So then what you do is you flip this over like this, and you do the same thing on the other side. You put your mark over there, and you do the same exact thing. Then what you do is you take the measurement between your 2 marks, here and on the other side. In our case, it's 55 1/4. So you take 55 1/4, 12 and a quarter, 16 and a half. I think it was 29 and change. So you add up all those numbers, and our number comes in at 171 and a quarter. And so then what you do, you take your 55 and a quarter, so we're already cut this 171 and a quarter. So you find your center. You get your center line. Then you mark out 55 and a quarter. So the 55 and a quarter is the distance between your two bends. Then what you want to do is take from this point, you want to measure 12 and a quarter. That's your radius of your die. That's your 90. Then you want to mark 16 and a half. That's your second bend. That's going to be right in the jam. I'm not going to bend this now. I'm not going to bore anybody with all the bending. That's how you do your mark out. That's how you calculate your material. It's pretty simple. So I don't want to go any further on this roll cage because we're going to take out this. This is a structural support for these trucks. By no circumstances should you ever just remove this completely. This is a structural integrity to the truck. Although it might feel thin, like it's not doing anything. In fact, it's one piece that runs straight through the tunnel, right through the other side. It's one piece, and it's a major structural part to this vehicle. You take this out, this is just thin sheet metal. You take this out, somebody crashes into you with a bicycle, it's gonna push this in. So you need to put something back. So I'm gonna show you how to take it out and how to build it stronger than it is right now. We're going to lower it. We're going to be able to bring our seats back, and we're going to be able to recline our seats, and it's still going to maintain structural integrity, stronger than it is right now. So that's going to be another video. We're going to wrap this one up. There's going to be a part 3 where we continue on the roll cage. Until next time, see you then.